Hello, family and friends. How's everybody doing? I am Jean Jacques, and I am in the real estate, insurance, and finance industry. And thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys for being here. Number one, and thank you guys for watching this with me. If you guys don't mind to definitely give me a thumbs up, and if you can help me share this out to your friends and family members, that'll be wonderful. That'll be very much appreciated. Guys, I want to talk to you today a little bit about passing the life accident and health exam. Meaning that your life accident and health exam, what does it take to actually pass it and successfully accomplish it in one strike, one time, and just one go and get it out your way. So guys, there's a couple of things that you gotta think about. You gotta think about the course, the study material, which works better for you, which doesn't. You also gotta think of your own self, of your own study method. So without further ado, I don't want to take too much of the time, guys. I'm gonna jump right into the video so that I could show you guys what does it take to actually pass the life accident and health, or some folks might know it as LAH. Whichever one they want in the same, whether you want to use the abbreviation LAH or you want to use the actual words, which are life accident and health. And guys, without further ado, let me jump into that. Don't forget to help me share this out. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't already done so, and help me share it out on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. And if this is your first time being here, definitely subscribe to the channel so you could continuously to get updates on when I put out these contents. So this is one of my web page. If you guys ever needed to get hold of me, don't worry, I'll put the link down below for you guys so that you guys will be able to just click on the links or access some information about me. Or if you ever needed any of my services that I provide, here's a list of them right here that I actually do provide. You guys could definitely take a look at it, and if you ever needed my assistance, so I'll be able to assist you with regards to anything that you would need my help with. So apart from that, guys, why don't I jump into how to get you guys to pass the LAH, if you guys ever have any questions about that, which is a great topic. All right, guys, so we are here. How to pass the life accident and health exam, insurance exam. Let me tell you guys this. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. I can tell you guys it's not easy. But however, it is doable. It's definitely something that's accomplishable, but it does require discipline, meaning that you have to take the time to study. You have to take the time to actually understand the material. You have to take the time to really know what you're talking about. So why don't we look into a couple of things? Number one, there is location of your state exam content outline. What does that mean? So let me get into kind of briefly to explain to you guys what are those things mean. What does that mean is actually, excuse me. So what that means is actually knowing your state, wherever you planning on working, wherever you plan on making your domicile, you need to know and understand that state law, that state regulation, so that when you take in the exam, it's not on the day of the exam that you'll be finding out that you need this and that. You need to understand your state law that governs that specific area. Second is finding a course. What does that mean to find a course? Finding a course, there's many different courses out there. There's so many different ones. Finding the right course for you is crucial because not every course is designed the same way. Some of them is designed with videos, some of them is videos and lectures, some of them is webinars. There's all different sorts. So you need to find the one that actually works best for you. You have to also know your best studying method. You have to know if if video is the best studying method for you, with a combination of some literature, and you got to know yourself. And then you got to also know number three, which is studying with printed materials. Are you a person that's a book type of person, versus technology versus, ebooks? Are you a person that need a physical copy of the material on your hand? And then number four is take practice exams. That part is big. Practice, 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 practice nonstop. Don't stop practicing till you take that test. Let me tell you, you'll be surprised. You stop for 2 days, then you'll forget a whole lot of stuff. So don't ever stop practicing. Most of the studying material will, not most, all of them comes with practice exam. You could buy additional practice exam if something that you feel that you need to get you that push to get you to move forward. So it's totally up to you. And then you also have to know, what to expect during the test date. What are you looking at on the date of the exam? How is the place structured? What are the rules? What are the regulations? You need to know that. Take the time out to go visit the place, to ask some questions so that you'll be able to know and understand exactly what you got to deal with, so that nothing comes to as a shock, as a surprise for you. All right, guys. So let's get going. Let's go and let's start talking about this thing so that we could definitely get some real understanding of what's going on. So as I mentioned to you before, I said, location, locate your state's exam content outline, which each state has its own different requirement, and not every state is the same. They all run on their own guidelines, on their own level, and they each one of them have their own requirement criteria. Check with the Department of Insurance to make sure that what you're going through, what you're about to go through, is actually something that they requires. Rather, you just thinking of something that you read online. You need to make sure what you are reading is exactly what it is, and speak to these folks so that you know exactly what's happening, so you know exactly what's going on, so there's no there's no misunderstanding. Some states have requirements, for their own licensing candidate. As I mentioned, pre-licensing course is something that some state requires. I know I had to do a pre-licensing course for here in New York. They wouldn't let me take it without the pre-licensing course, which they required a copy of it, a copy of actually passing and successful of that pre-licensing course. So, every state is different. And, that's something that you have to check on. That's something you have to look into, to make sure, do a little research in your state, wherever that you choose to practice, to make sure that's something that state is either gonna make you do or won't make you do. There's other several different things. Like, for an example, do you need a sponsor? Is a sponsor going to be sponsoring you? Some state won't let you take the exam without a sponsor. So you need to know, you need to understand, am I going to need a sponsor for this exam? What's about to happen? So these things is things that you have to know. Don't just sit there and play guessing game with them, because at the day of the test, what's going to happen? They're going to tell you, you know what? I'm sorry, you can't take the test, or even worse, you take the exam and come to find out you're not going to get it. You're not going to get your license because reason why you didn't follow the rules or some sort of stipulation along the line of the licensing. It just cut you short a bit. All right. So that's the one thing. So find a course. You need to start looking at devoting at least 35 to 40 hours of studying material. When I say 35, excuse me, I just wanted to open this door a little bit. So when I say 35 to 40 hours of studying material, I really mean 35 to 40 hours of studying material. That's just an average, but I truly believe it's longer than that. Why I believe it's longer than that? Because it's going to take time for you to truly and fully understand the material. It's going to take time for you to fully understand what you are doing and what you're talking about. So therefore, I believe it takes longer than that. And do not plan on cramming for that exam. That exam is not one of those type of exam that you want to cram the last day and try to understand the material and thinking you're going to pass. You will fail. It's not designed that way. And I don't think it was ever designed that way. If anything, I believe that exam is designed for you to fail rather than to pass. I don't believe it was designed for people to pass it. I believe it was designed for people to fail it. So that's one thing. Don't do that. Study well. Take your time studying. Take your time. Go along with everything, and then boom, go take your exam once you feel that you are ready. You need to plan to study for the exam on an overall series of weeks. Meaning that don't don't study this week and not study next week, and then you study this week and you go back and study 2 weeks later. you're going to lose a lot of information that way. Every day, don't stop every day, even if it's for half an hour. Keep on studying, even no matter what it takes. Just keep on studying, keep going over things that you get wrong. The first time you go, the first go around, don't worry about it. Just keep moving forward, because now when you go back to that same section that you didn't do so great on, you find that, it's getting easier and easier for you. So that's the one thing. Have a realistic time plan, a realistic plan, and stick to it. If you say, what, in 3 months, okay, in 3 months you need to study. You're gonna know you have to study every day to get this thing out of the way. So, and give yourself plenty of time to absorb the material, so that you know what you're talking about, so that you could explain it to someone else. That's something that's going to help you. If you could explain the material to somebody else, that means then you're really starting to have the material. Don't just think it's a book like you just read and then you got the material. It's not going to work for you. So, study with printed material. Some folks is like that. I don't know about you, but I know, personally, I could go both ways. I like technology. I love ebooks, and I also love hard copies. I could go both ways. But when I'm studying for, a test or something like this, uh, I'm all about, ebooks. Reason being, I could copy and paste and go back to notes and create different files in different places, just so I could, do things differently. Yeah, that's just me. But if you feel that you're one of those type of persons that need to have the physical book, or to mark things down, to write things down, by all means, go ahead and do it. Whatever works for you, just do it. Don't take what works for me, because what works for me may not work for you. You got to know yourself about that one. The better you know yourself when it comes to that, the better you're gonna be. Or you're gonna take online classes, or you're gonna take, or do you need, live classes, ebooks, things like that, to just self study yourself. You got to know that, because no one else is going to know that for you. As I mentioned, you're going to have to take practice exams. Don't stop taking the practice exams. Once again, take as many Mac or practice exams that you could possibly come to take. Because when it comes time for the real test, it's not gonna be the exact same thing, but it's gonna be very, very close to it. The words are not may not all be the same, but the phrases of the words will be similar, very, very, very similar. So take that, serious. Take it very seriously on how to pass that test. Which is, don't forget to take a lot of exam, so that you get familiar with the material, and you'll do great. If you do that, you'll do great. All right. So that's the one thing, because you want to leave yourself with enough time to actually know and understand the material. Okay, what to expect on exam test day. Like I said, make sure you go over there. Make sure you check the place out. Make sure you arrive 30 minutes early. You know what I mean? You're not late, because the test is time scheduled. You don't want to arrive late. You don't want to arrive there. You're huffing and puffing, and it's just not good. It's not good. You want to get there. You relax. You find your blood pressure level is perfect, and everything is just right. And you visited the place already, and there's nothing going on with the place. Actually, you're very familiar with the place. You know where the bathrooms are, and you know your stay requirements. You know where everything is. So therefore, now you relax. You're not worrying about, you're not huffing and puffing and trying to calm your nerves and all this stuff. Your nerves is already calm. That's the way to go about it. That's the way I went about it, and that's something that I would definitely say for you to do. So, guys, I do want to thank you guys for watching this. I do want to say thanks for being here. So watch out for, the ins and out into the industry. That's something that I want to tell you guys. For those of you that wants to come into this industry, I definitely will say, watch for the next video, so I can tell you guys the ins and out in this industry, on how to make it, how to be successful into this industry, how to survive. Because starting out in the industry, you're going to need to know things. Now that you guys have seen and watched this video, I definitely definitely appreciate you guys. It's still not too late. If you have not thumbs this up for me yet, definitely thumbs this up. Comment down below. I definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here with me, and help me share this out to your friends, your family members on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And once again, if this is your first time, definitely hit the subscription button. Help me destroy the like button, and I appreciate you guys. All right.